After 4 years of continuous bulking and cutting cycles, I've decided I'm going to quit the hamster wheel and I'm going to main gain. Now, there's a lot of discussion about whether main gaining or bulking and cutting is the right approach. Just to be clear, I'm still in the bulking and cutting group. I still think that if you have a physique that you want to gain loads of size, you're fed up of being skinny, you're fed up of being overweight, then bulking and cutting is the way forward, and that's how people grow the most muscle. A lot of people nowadays will try and tell you that main gaining is good enough to grow, and while that is my new approach and a lot of other people's approach, you'll notice they only have that approach when they already have the physique they want. Because once you're already jacked and you already have an amazing physique, all you need to do is main gain to make very steady progress over time. Yes, okay, these people, including myself, could make more progress by continuing to bulk and cut, but are the trade-offs really worth it? This is what I'm kind of coming to realise, where I don't actually believe that anymore it's worth it for me. Now, the first point about this is that my job essentially is social media. Like, my job's coaching, but social media is a big element of that. If I get massively out of shape, I no longer put my physique on social media. Yes, I could, but it's not a good look. It's not the look that I want to represent of myself as my brand. I think it's important that I actually look the part for my job. So when I go through these 6 to 8 months of a year being, well, let's be real, slightly overweight, it's not a good look for me. My face looks puffy. I don't have the look that my clients are going to want to achieve. And for me as a coach, I need to be the epitome of physique and overall goals. If someone comes to me, I want them to want to look like me. I'm just being real. Just to show you what I mean, here's a picture of me this winter just gone when I was 87 kilos. And now, here's a picture of me currently at 75 kilos. You see, there's quite a big difference. And if you saw that first picture on social media, you probably wouldn't think I know what I'm doing. And while that was absolutely necessary this winter to look like that to get to the point where I'm at now, I no longer want to continue down this road. I currently have a physique that I'm genuinely really happy with. And I have honestly been blessed with being in a position where I can actually be satisfied with my physique. Of course I want to continue to grow, but I'm actually very happy with how I look right now, and I've realised that physique isn't everything. At the start, it is everything. I genuinely think that every guy should go through a few years of continuous bulking and cutting to get to the physique they want to achieve, so that then they can get to the point I'm at now where I want to main gain. Because I probably could have got to this position without doing the bulks and cuts, but it would have maybe taken double the amount of time. So if you do the bulks and cuts, you can get to the end goal a lot faster. And the big reason for me also shifting priorities is that my priorities outside of just lifting weights have changed. I no longer want to just be jacked, I want to actually be fit as well. Recently, over the past few months, during my diet phase, I've been working on my cardio a lot. It's become very important to me. My blood work has improved, my overall health and well-being has improved. I just feel healthier by improving my cardiovascular ability. I've been doing this by doing continuous bike work, and now I'm slowly moving into running. As much as I used to hate the term hybrid, dare I say I'm actually going towards that direction. I want to become a hybrid athlete. God, wow. I never thought I'd say that. And just to be clear, fuck high rocks. I am not fucking doing a high rocks. But I kind of reached a point during my bulk where I couldn't even run 1 kilometer. Here's a screenshot of my 1k time when I was 87 kilos. I mean, my heart rate got up to 170. It took me, I think, 7 minutes to do 1k. That is not good. Like, no matter what your position, you should be able to run 1k. Like, without struggling, but I was struggling to run 1k. Now, the other day, I ran a 5k in just under half an hour, which I know isn't crazy impressive, but to go from where I was 3 months ago to where I am now, it's just a great feeling. I feel so much healthier, and I want to go down this road from now on. And I knew the whole time that I should have been doing more cardio. I teach other people to do cardio as well as their physique work, but I neglected it myself. I just decided that that wasn't something I wanted to focus on. But being a guy who is 24 years old and not even be able to run 1k, I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to just be jacked for the sake of being jacked. And then this comes back to the bulking and cutting, because when you go through a bulking cycle, you do end up gaining a fair bit of body fat. That makes it substantially harder to run. Now, if I go through a stage in the future where I do really want to grow muscle, then yeah, okay, maybe I'll do a bulk and keep my running up so that at least I can sort of maintain. But the point is that I want to get very good at running, and as you get heavier, that becomes a lot harder. So the point now is that now I am pretty shredded. I want to stay where I am and just improve the running so I can have the cardio and the jackedness, because I think that's the overall goal. I have big ambitions, big dreams, everything like that, and just being jacked isn't really doing it for me anymore. I can't actually believe I'm saying that, but just being real. Just being the guy who's jacked isn't really doing it for me anymore. You know, people say to me based on my physique that I should compete in bodybuilding, and while I'm flattered that people think I should compete, I personally, first of all, don't think I have the physique of someone who should be competing, but also I just don't love physique development as much as someone who bodybuilds does. It doesn't satisfy me anymore. I think at one point I would have considered competing, but now I just like being jacked and fit. That's really the overall goal. I just like being really like my perfect client. I coach lifestyle guys. I don't coach bodybuilders. I don't coach runners. I coach guys who want to be very good at all of it. And honestly, that's because that's my overall goal. I don't want to compete. I just want to have a good lifestyle. I want to be jacked and fit. And I kind of think when you go through a few years in the gym, everyone gets to this position. They either decide to go down the bodybuilding road and really dial in the physique work, or they kind of branch off and do some more cardio alongside their physique work, because so much of the gym when you first start is about getting your confidence up. It's becoming more of a man, becoming more of the person that you actually want to be. But when you kind of get towards that end goal, you start realizing that the more muscle you gain doesn't equal more confidence and more sense of self. You realize there's other work that needs to be done, and so just purely focusing on your physique doesn't exactly get you to where you want to be anymore. So like I said, I have other goals, other priorities, and I want to branch out into other stuff. And I feel like this sounds like I'm quitting my coaching. I'm absolutely not. Like, I actually want to focus on my coaching more, which is kind of why I'm doing this, because I don't want my physique work to be like the sole focus of my whole life anymore. I want to be able to focus on my business just as much. So I am very much still doing that. And actually, if you want to get jacked and fit, there's a link below for that. So look, let's bring this home and kind of wrap this up for you. If you are new to the gym, bulking and cutting probably is the way forward. That's what I get guys to do. Now, the best way to do this is to bulk with as small a surplus as possible while still gaining weight, because the longer you're in a surplus for, the faster you're going to grow. If you bulk too fast, you then have to cut too soon, and you just go through this constant cycle of not really gaining much muscle each time you go to cut. And so you'll find every year when you get shredded for summer, you end up looking the same as last year. You want to be in as small a surplus as possible and keep that going for as long as possible. And then when the time finally comes, you dial it in, you go on a cut and get that final form. But once you've been going through that cycle for long enough, you feel like you have the physique you are actually after at the beginning, then you can start to main gain. You can start to not put so much focus on gaining and losing weight, but more other stuff like cardio and just being fitter whilst staying very jacked. And that's kind of the position I'm in right now. I don't want to just be jacked anymore. I want to have it all. And I'm going to try and have it all. And I am going to have it all. So with that being said, if you want some help bulking and cutting, then there's a link below for that. Or if you want some help just getting overall jacked and fit, you already have the physique you want, but you want to dial some things in, then there's also a link below for that, same link. And yeah, hope that all made sense. Bit of a rant I wanted to just get off my chest, but I'm gonna, yeah, I'll see you in the next video.